Hello, Freedom Family. Update on day number 6 of the trial. And it does feel like today we're kind of on a roll. We're kind of over the hill to some extent, although we're not, because there's a lot more witnesses to go. But, you know, we got 2 witnesses finished today. Acting Superintendent Papworth and Melissa Wilson, who's no longer a police officer. One of the funniest moments, I've just got to say, and I'm allowed to talk about it because Melissa Wilson is no longer under oath. One of the funniest moments was that she said, "Well, I didn't like you." It's like, well, I know you didn't like me, but thanks for telling the court that you didn't like me, because if she didn't like me, then obviously that would have affected her thinking on the day. Get it, right? However, she wasn't one of the arresting officers, so it doesn't actually matter that much. But there was a lot of other things that she said that will definitely play out in tomorrow's cross-examination of Dolman. Now, if you don't know, Jason Dolman was the one who ordered the first and second arrest. So in actual fact, we're kind of finished with the third arrest in some respects. So tomorrow is all going to be about the first 2 arrests. And another huge win for today was that we successfully got leave from the court to subpoena Jamie Templeton, who is not an acting superintendent, but a superintendent of Victoria Police, who we were able to more or less prove either made the order for the third arrest or at least was a huge contributing factor to the third arrest. And so interviewing, cross-examining Jamie Templeton is going to be very interesting. However, the judge has given me a time limit on Jamie Templeton. I only get half an hour, which is kind of good because then I can focus exactly what I want to ask him. And obviously I won't be talking about that here. So we have, we still have like 5 or 6 more witnesses. So if you haven't been watching yet, you should really start watching now, because it's getting interesting. And the judge seemed to have said something along the lines of that they're going to struggle to prove that the third arrest was unlawful, basically. I'm not going to use her words. You really need to be watching. And this will all come out afterwards, after the case itself. But I got to say, I'm happy with how today went, and I'm glad I'm feeling better. And I have some help now. If you were watching, you would have noticed that I have a Mackenzie friend with me, and it has made, oh my gosh, all the difference, because I don't feel like I have to be on everything at once. And if I miss something, he helps me. He knows where things are. And, and you think that I can relax right now, but no, we'll be working for 5 hours tonight, and it's already nearly 7 o'clock. So I'll be working all night. So please pray for me to have a restful sleep, because Jason Dolman is going to be 4 hours tomorrow, and it's going to be full on. And we've done quite well with the third arrest. So the first 2 arrests are really important to my overall case. Even if I just prove that the third arrest was unlawful, I do win an element of the case, which is great. And it makes the case obviously not pointless and not a waste of time. But obviously I want to win all 3 of them. And I think I was unlawfully arrested all 3 times. So if I can convince the judge of 1, then I'm more likely to be able to convince them of the 2. But the first 2 arrests were made by different people under different circumstances and for different reasons. So it's entirely new arguments for all of them. And, I know that there's hundreds of people watching, and I hope that you're enjoying it. I hope that you are feeling some sort of collective victory, even though it's only me doing the talking. But I feel like I've been able to ask some important questions that we all have from those times during COVID, when we were abused by Victoria Police, generally speaking. And probably one of the most interesting moments in Papworth's cross-examination, there was so many, but there was 2 women in the circle when they surrounded us, and they were crying, like visibly crying. And I asked him, do you think it was necessary to arrest these women? And he said yes. Of course he said yes. I asked him, do they look scared? And he said yes. Can you see that they're crying? And he said yes. I said, basically, do they look dangerous to you? And he said no. And then I said, did you really need to arrest them? And he said, yes. Like, it was pretty sick. It was sick. I got a little bit emotional, a controlled emotional, because seeing their faces did make me feel emotions. But he, in that moment, he was like a robot. Like there was just nothing there, you know? Those two women were embracing each other, crying. And he said that arresting them was completely okay and not excessive at all. But I guess it'll be up to the judge to see what she thinks. And that's that. So anyway, tomorrow, 4 hours of Jason Dolman. Happy days. Anyway, pray for me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.